All right, hello everyone and welcome. Thank you guys so much for coming in, checking it out. Today we've got a lot to talk about. Will there be a trailer released today for No Rest for the Wicked? I have it on good authority, at least that was the original plan. And I think it's going to be interesting whether it shows up or not. If it doesn't show up today, I think odds might be pretty good that it shows up tomorrow, but the Xbox event today is here in 15 minutes. What's up, Zach? Says devs have said the teaser is not dropping today, but have hinted that it is tomorrow. So if that is the case, then yeah, this is just going to be the Xbox event. And if it drops tomorrow, we'll be back tomorrow. I'll schedule that all and we'll update the thumbnail and more. NMR says, I think the only game I'm excited for today is know about is Expedition 33. Actually, that's a really good game to be excited about. I haven't seen anything in that game that doesn't make me want to have it day one. Like turn-based, the way the combat flows and works, really cool. Here we go. Oh, a lot of 18 plus games. Bright music. Turn off things. Captions. 4 games. Four studios. Straight from the devs. I like the music. All right, here we go. I don't know, man. Might not be safe for work. We'll see. Well, bonjour, comment allez-vous? I studied French as a Texan for some unknown reason. Hey, Team Ninja, we were talking about legendary Japanese game here. I'm guessing maybe like the fanfare isn't the 2D version, but we're talking about maybe a 3D one.
ゲームスチーム忍者の安田文彦です。今日は皆様にチーム忍者が長く大切にしてきたアクションシリーズの新情報を発表できる機会をいただけてとても嬉しく思います。早速ですがこちらをご覧ください。
All right, here we go.
Several years ago, the Dark Dragon, youngest of the divine dragon gods, wreaked havoc across the world. The plot was ultimately thwarted through the efforts of a sole ninja. However, the Dark Dragon's husk remained, and from this husk fell an endless downpour of cursed rain. The abandoned Tokyo continues its struggle against chaos to this day.
Infiltrated the facility. Commencing mission.
Oh, platinum as well. Oh, wow. Yeah, 18 plus, baby. Not safe for work. Let's go.
No escape.
Oh, yeah, all right. A lot of quick reactions. Makes sense. These decapitations and like bodies being severed. Holy crap.
You're open. Weak.
Oh, wow. Holy crap, dude. I had a question and I missed it from Skyline earlier. What did I think about the trailer for Borderlands 4? Unimpressed until I see it like go hands-on. Borderlands 3, like, I don't know how you guys feel. I felt it was a disappointment. And it's like Borderlands 2 was also a lot to live up to, but you know what? Let's see what they can deliver at the end of the day. I didn't walk away from the trailer for Borderlands 4 going like, yep, exactly. You know, like ready to go. I think they need to earn me back, and that's on them. This is a game that's going to get a lot of drama behind it regardless. There's no way around it. I love the music, especially as somebody who's real close to Louisiana.
Hi, and welcome to Compulsion Games here in Montreal, Canada. At our studio, we care about world building, and we treat the setting almost like a character of its own. From the magical noir of contrast to the alternate history of We Happy Few, we draw inspiration from the landscape to shape mood, drama, and intrigue. For South of Midnight, our third-person action-adventure game, the story and characters bring a folkloric Deep South to life. This gave us a chance to explore Southern Gothic themes with a dark fantasy twist. So while our protagonist Hazel is at the forefront of our story, it's the macabre elements and larger-than-life creatures that will leave a mark on her journey and growth.
Hazel may start her journey as a typical 19-year-old, but disastrous events will push her into a darkly magical world where she'll learn who she really is and how to tap into weaving, an ancient magical power that redefines her trajectory in life. As Hazel discovers her power, the world gradually shifts into the surreal, revealing that creatures from the old folktales actually exist.
You up here, my salvation.
Among them is good old Catfish, the storyteller who becomes both the guide and companion to Hazel across the game.
It ain't every day I hear about a new weaver such as yourself. Would you kindly do your weaver thing and help me down?
Meeting Catfish marks the true beginning of Hazel's journey. All of Hazel's arsenal and powers are designed around textile crafting and traditional spinning wheels. Her weapons include a spindle, 2 weaving hooks, and a distaff. Her magic abilities manifest with supernatural lace-like patterns, blending the traditional craft with mystical elements. Hazel engages with the world through a variety of movement abilities. Those abilities also help Hazel progress on a journey.
As her journey unfolds, Hazel will master...
That gameplay clip looks very generic. I'm not trying to be overly negative on the game, but like I said, there's going to be a lot of drama around this game regardless of how people feel positive or negative towards it.
Combat is about understanding...
Game Pass is going to be a real interesting thing to watch in this equation. Vaughn says, I don't really get any of the political vibes from this one. Story and gameplay look sick. I think ultimately the political vibes, the issues that you're going to see brought up are in relation with the fact that it has a relationship with Sweet Baby Inc. And that has been an interesting curse that is being applied to these very different games. What I mean by that is that we've seen them as a company completely start to not publish the games they're working on. However, we do know that they're still working on various games, and whether you want to support them or not, it's an interesting phenomenon, especially with how they choose to, adhere. And so boycotting because of their relationship with Sweet Baby Inc., I fully support, because I think that would be, that's one way to help kind of shift and change the industry. So I'm all for gamer knowledge and actually avocation of gamers' interest and needs in this regards. I think that's a big part of the political blowback, Vaughn, as to why you're seeing it, is because of that. If that ends up being the case, I do think Game Pass is going to be in its favor. Same thing with Avowed. I don't know if Avowed actually has Sweet Baby Inc. connections, but we've seen a lot of the culture war brought in with that. And it's that as gamers, I don't think any of us owe these devs any money. I don't think any of us owe these devs and these franchises any of our time. This is an entertainment product. They have to earn it hands down. What we've seen, especially when in relation to Sweet Baby Inc., isn't just how they've acted as a company towards gamers and their things that they've said and done, which I definitely do disagree with in their actions and their harassment campaigns. But beyond, like what they've been doing, it's like, I think less and less support for them is a good thing. However, shadows can merge, they can change, they can be different, and you'll see that probably kind of just pivot and rebrand or something like that. So I don't know if it's a complete and total victory, but yeah, I wouldn't necessarily want anybody to go and buy a game, Game Pass, again, is going to be the real question. Same thing with Avowed. Like, how is that going to be an impact? If it completely just tanks, I think that's going to send a big ripple effect across Microsoft.
At Compulsion Games, we love to craft around central teams. We're lucky to have talent across all our disciplines that collaborate to give South of Midnight such a unique personality. We hope you enjoyed this deep dive into South of Midnight. We're thrilled to announce that the game will launch on April 8th, and pre-orders are now available on Xbox and Steam.
Bonjour everyone. We are Sunfall Interactive and welcome to our manor. We are a small studio based in Montpellier, France, working on our first game, Clair Obscur Expedition.
See, this looks really cool. This looks really cool.
RPG set in a fantasy version of late 19th century Belle Epoque France.
Bonjour.
Our grand adventure in game development actually started as a solo passion project. I wanted to create something like the JRPGs with turn-based combat I grew up with and loved, but that fully leveraged the latest tech, refreshed the genre with new features, and took place in a compelling world. I knew I needed help to realize my dream. First, I turned to a programmer I knew would get it.
Guillaume and I started trading ideas right away, and that quickly turned into trading files back and forth. Soon, I was creating the first prototypes of the reactive turn-based system, combining real-time offense and defense element, and a cinematic battle camera system.
This looks awesome. Like, I'm really looking forward to playing this game.
We felt we had something both challenging and fun.
As Tom and I went back and forth and iterated on game elements, a vision started to come together, and I shared it with an old friend from university.
Guillaume and I are both passionate gamers, and when he described the project, I quit my job the following week and joined the team without hesitation. Because I believe that in video games, success always starts with a strong creative vision. And we had that, defined by 3 core elements. A story with great emotional depth, gameplay that innovates on the classics we love, and a world that is completely
That looks so cool,
beautiful,
like a painting.
and immersive. We founded Sunfall Interactive on these tenets. A group of friends with a shared vision and the drive to make something great.
This too is your legacy. 67 years ago, a massive slumbering paintress and a monolith appeared with no warning. Once a year, the paintress wakes and paints a number on her monolith, and everyone who has passed that age is erased.
Man, that's just
Every year,
crazy.
that number ticks down, and everyone dies younger and younger. Expeditions depart to kill the paintress, determined to fight until their final breath, but none have ever returned. Our story follows Expedition 33.
Along the way, they meet various colorful NPCs and recruit Monoko, who is a friendly but kinda bloodthirsty philosopher. He has a really cool battle mechanic where he can turn into the enemies he defeats.
Ah, Blue Mage.
Need the foot. Aha!
He's very, very old and has seen many expeditions come and go. He is a Jest Troll, which are a group of playful beings who view battle as a form of meditation. They're fun and sort of ridiculous. You'll meet Monoko and many other Jest Trolls across the game. And of course, there is Esquier, who is one of the oldest and lore-wise the most powerful creatures in the verse.
Esquier is that powerful?
I'm strong, but I'm not that strong.
Everyone has their own reason for joining the expedition, and each of them has their own story arc and resolution that we think players will really connect with.
In addition to a strong narrative, we had a clear vision for our own take on the genre's core gameplay. Our reactive turn-based system takes the traditional turn-based battle mechanic we love and adds a real-time reaction, which gives combat greater intensity and dynamism. During enemy turns, you can negate all damage by dodging or parrying at the right time. But balancing turn-based with
I'm excited. I'm looking forward to playing this one.
Each character has a unique mechanic. Mel switches between stances, which can ultimately boost defense or power. I personally like to make Mel the protector of the group, but I'm pretty much the only one at the studio who plays her that way. Most people play her as a glass cannon with Gustav's complementary skills. The characters can also equip hundreds of passive effects, which in our game are called Lumina. Every character has more than 20 unique skills in their skill tree and hundreds of passive effects they can gain through Lumina and weapons. So there are a ton of builds and playstyle to explore. Needless to say, we can't wait to see how you choose to play and what kinds of build you'll design that we probably never even imagined.
We've poured our hearts and souls into this game for the past 4 years. That's why we're delighted to announce that Expedition 33 launches on April 24th
All right.
on Xbox Series X and S and is available day one with Xbox Game Pass.
Oh, crap, dude. Game Pass, day one.
We are super excited to invite you into the world of Expedition 33. We are a small, passionate team, it's our debut game, and we can't wait for you to discover our story, our world, and our take on the turn-based genre.
Game Pass actually, I think, is also actively negatively affecting MMOs and games as a service because, in a way, it competes with that, you know, monthly sub, etc. I'm not a big Doom guy. I don't know if we got any Doom guys in chat.
Hello, and welcome to Dallas, Texas, home
Dallas.
of id Software, where more than 30 years ago,
Texas.
a small team of game developers helped define and set a course for first-person shooters. A lot has changed since then, but our team is as passionate as ever. And the most important values at the core of our games, innovation, craftsmanship, and performance, remain a priority for us to this day.
And as you're about to see, those values are infused in every aspect of this latest installment in the legendary Doom franchise. It is an honor to work on this game, to carry on its tradition of creating all-out, groundbreaking levels of fun.
So now, we're excited to share with you a look at our most ambitious game yet. This is Doom: The Dark Ages.
That was so stupid, I mouthed the words. In Doom: The Dark Ages, you will feel like the superweapon in the center of a medieval war against hell. Set in a cinematic sci-fi fantasy world full of locations to explore.
Now, this theme seems way more up my alley, but yeah.
Enemies to conquer. This is a prequel to Doom 2016, and that's given us the opportunity to reimagine every aspect of this experience. So if you're new to the franchise, then Doom: The Dark Ages will be the perfect entry point into the series. And if you're a longtime fan, then you'll be proud to see, in a lot of ways, the feel of the game is really a return to form. So let's break it down, starting with the combat. In Doom Eternal, you felt like a fighter jet. In Doom: The Dark Ages, you'll be an iron tank. Heavy, strong, but still fast. A grounded combat system with an emphasis on power over the acrobatics of Doom Eternal. And a balance between enemy projectiles and player movement speed that makes strafing to aim viable again, just like in the classic Doom games. But it's not all about nostalgia. Innovation is the goal, always. And so for Doom: The Dark Ages, it's an all-new world with new tools and new mechanics to master. Let me introduce you to the Shield Saw. Block. Throw. Parry. Deflect. All from one input. It's contextual, tons of depth on a single button press. You know, we want every Doom game to stand on its own as a unique experience. So in 2016, we asked you to run and gun. In Doom Eternal, it was jump and shoot. And in Doom: The Dark Ages, you're gonna stand and fight.
Captain America's shield throw.
And the shield saw will give you the strength to go head to head with some of the biggest, baddest demons we've ever created at id. But that's not all. Because if you're gonna stand and fight, then you gotta have something to follow up that opening parry with. How about an iron flail? Or maybe an electrified gauntlet? Or even a doom spiked mace? That's right, we have 3 melee options that are part of a melee system. All on one input, complete with combos and upgrades. And it's totally awesome. And you can finish off the demons now with an all-new, unsynced, completely in the player's control glory kill system.
Interesting.
From any angle, in and out, as you see fit. And it feels amazing. You'll feel unstoppable, smashing your way through the horde with total freedom. And that seems like a ton, but that's just 2 inputs. We got one more really important button that we haven't talked about yet.
Ooh, an important button. Oh, man.
That's right, we've saved the best for last. Doom has and always will be all about the guns. And Dark Ages has some of the most ridiculously powerful weapons that we've ever created. Mean. Ancient. Brutal torture machines built to butcher, impale, and shred the minions of hell with. Only in Doom. That's the mission statement for the design of these never-before-seen, insanely fun to use.
I'm not gonna lie, this looks fun. Just like with this and with Ninja Gaiden, I'm like, when would I be able to play it when my kids aren't gonna like crawl all over me and be like, what are you killing, Dad?
Loop for Doom the Dark Ages.
Oh, okay. That's a good point. This is a religious game, a religious experience. Like after prayer time, we gotta go slay some demons.
And under the hood, for the first time in an id game, we've made our combat more approachable and flexible than ever before, with a new difficulty system and sliders that will allow players to tune the speed and challenge of the game to whatever fits them best. You can slow things down or speed them up. It's a Doom for all Slayers.
And the gameplay doesn't end with just the Slayer.
Like, here's our catechesis, kids.
Finally have
That's what
for
we're
you.
fighting
We've
against.
been waiting for 2 games now to get in and pilot your very own 30-story Atlan, which is a mech. It's the size of a building. It's powerful, and you can beat giant Titan-sized demons to death with your gauntleted fists. And if that wasn't enough, we also have for you your very own fire-breathing, Gatling gun-toting cybernetic dragon. Neither of these are one-and-done features either.
Dude,
they have a
it's
full
like-
suite of abilities and even mini-bosses. The spectacle is epic. The power fantasy is unlike anything we...
I don't know if drugs accurately describe it. It sounds like somebody was just like asking their 5-year-old what they thought was cool, and their 5-year-old delivered.
Action games expect more than just great combat to pull them through the experience. So we're excited to share with you not just the gunplay, but the world of Doom the Dark Ages. Your hero's journey will take you to the far reaches of the Doom universe. Mysterious worlds from the Slayer's past, dark forests, dungeons, ancient hellscapes, battlefields, and worlds beyond. And through exploration, you'll be unlocking new abilities and godlike powers every step of the way. Now armed with your trusty shield saw, you're gonna cut, leap, and smash your way through environments full of secrets and treasures. There's always something new waiting to be discovered or destroyed. Now let's take a closer look at just one of the many missions you'll experience in Doom the Dark Ages. In this level, you will meet the enemy at the gates and save a city from certain destruction. Explore the medieval battlefield outside the castle walls, seeking out targets and enemy formations along the way to engage with as you see fit, with any gun you choose. Explore what is the largest play space ever in a Doom game, discovering secret caves and dungeon-like mines in search of vital resources. You control the pace of the game, where you go, who you fight, and the objectives you pursue. It's a Doom sandbox full of war and riches. Once you've broken the enemy assault, head back to the main gates, because the battle isn't over yet. And the soundtrack to your epic adventures will be composed by the award-winning team at Finishing Move, providing you with a metal soundscape that's loaded with guitars, medieval vibes, and pure adrenaline. You'll feel like you're expanding the legend of the Slayer with every mission you complete.
All right.
And speaking of that legend, the story of Doom: The Dark Ages, like everything else in the game, is big. It's a summer blockbuster event with everything on the line, and you are the star of the show. Your power is coveted by your enemies and withheld from your allies. With the Slayer imprisoned at the start of our story, the balance of power between good and evil is shifting, and time is running out. It's a new story and the perfect entry point for new players. It's easier to access now as we've taken the narrative out of the codex and into the cutscenes, featuring new characters, old allies, and powerful new villains. And for returning players, it leads directly into the Doom 2016 Slayer's Testaments. It's an action story worthy of the Slayer's legend.
We've got 10 years of making modern Doom games together, and we've done better with every game we've made.
The hope with all this, the goal, is to give players an experience that's as fun to play as it was to make, and make something that's good enough to become the best game id has ever made.
How many takes do you think they took to do
It's for you to
that?
decide. When Doom: The Dark Ages releases,
This May. May 15th. Okay. All right, guys, that's what we got for you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks for being here, and hopefully I will see you guys in the next thing. But until then, take care.